So I'm just casually scrolling through Twitter and then I came across this tweet from the homie Goresh. The tweet that he's made, if you want to read it you can, it's right over here. But the point that he's making is that people in the Dokkan community are really hyping up the possibility of the upcoming anniversary being Beast Gohan and UI Goku. And obviously that would be incredibly hype. I would go as far as to say that would be the best anniversary of all time. Second to none, by the way. I don't think that could ever be topped. But the point that Goresh is making is everyone's expecting this to a point where if we don't get this, people will be disappointed. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. A lot of people are really hyping this up. Like, if it ends up being something nowhere near as hype, people are going to be disappointed. Me personally, I don't care what we get. Like, if anything, I don't want the anniversary to be Beast Gohan for the reasons that I've always given, which is that I want Beast Gohan on global at the same time. So no matter what happens with this anniversary, I will not be disappointed. Like, the worst case scenario for me is we do get Beast Gohan. And obviously that would be really hype anyway for everyone else, so I'd be down with it. I would be down for it just because everyone else would be excited. I mean, the thing is, I would be excited, but I want it on global at the same time. Anyway, forget about me. The point that I'm making is what Goresh is saying, which is that if this doesn't happen, people will be disappointed. And obviously, there is other things that could happen that people would still be excited for. For example, Gogeta Blue. But let's just assume that it's Battle of Gods. Like, let's be fair here, no one's going to be hyped for that. Let's just be honest. I personally like God Goku, but number one, it's not going to happen. And number two, if it did, it wouldn't be good. Let's just say that it would not be good. It would likely be the worst anniversary ever. Like, it could go from the best anniversary ever, which is this, to the worst anniversary ever, which is God Goku and some sort of Beerus. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I like God Goku, but he can't carry an anniversary, unfortunately. At least not for most people. Some people might like him even more than me, but for the most part, he won't carry the anniversary. But I don't foresee myself being disappointed with this anniversary. I don't think there's anything Dokkan could do that will disappoint me personally, unless it's God Goku, because as I just said, I don't think he can carry an anniversary on his own. But let's continue. Actually, before I continue, the boy DaTruth gave his response saying that, what if LR eyes and Nova Shinron as the Carnival LR? Take it or leave it. I think I leave it. I think we can all agree that we leave it. To be fair though, we would need something like that for Omega Shinron. Like, unironically, that would actually hugely benefit the game. And then Dokkan Assets is basically agreeing with Goresh, saying that this is what I'm afraid of, but oh well, too late now. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. Personally, I don't foresee myself being disappointed. Dokkan 2024 releases ranked. Well, on global, in S tier, Trunks would go there, and then everything else would go below him because there is nothing else. Anyway, moving on. Omatsu finding a way to add another base Goku to the 9th anniversary. At this point, it genuinely would be funny if both of the Part 2 LRs are Gokus. One's base form Goku and one's a Super Saiyan Goku. Like, in all seriousness, that would be pretty funny, I can't even lie. But let's move on. These four are easily the most hype releases Dokkan has ever dropped. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like, the Blue Fusions are arguably the most hype Easy 8s of all time, and they were extremely hype on release. And the Gogeta and Broly were also really hype, just because the movie had just come out. Upon Easy 8, Gogeta was really good, but Broly was pretty mid. Out of all of them, like, all of them were really good with their Easy 8s, except Broly. He was pretty much garbage. Well, he's good in the World Tournament. I'll give you that, Broly. I'll give you that. And maybe SPR because of the AoE. Anyway, let's move on. What other outcomes beside UI Goku and Beast would you be happy with? Like I said, Me personally, I don't foresee Dokkan doing anything that I wouldn't be happy with for the 9th anniversary, and then both versions can celebrate the 10th anniversary at the same time. By the way, I will say, if Global isn't caught up by the 10th anniversary, I don't know what they're doing, but I think they will be. As a matter of fact, even before they announced the sync, like earlier, I want to say at the start of this year, or actually no, not this year because it's 2024 now, like at the start of 2023, way before they announced the sync, I made a prediction. The prediction was, by the 10th anniversary, I predict the games will be caught up. And as it turns out, my predictions comes to pass. As the meme goes, congratulations, you're a prophet. Anyway, double Broly celebration. I would be down for that. Gogeta Blue, some sort of Gohan unit. You best believe I'm down. You best believe I'm down. And then Platy said for the worldwide celebration. That would also be one of the best celebrations ever, low-key. But let's move on. Preparation for the 9th anniversary. Okay, do you know what? I'm not on JP, but let's get a Dragonstone check. Whether you're on Global or JP, how many Dragonstones does everyone have? Me personally, I'm close to 1,500. But you guys let me know, how many Dragonstones do you have? If Beast Gohan is the 9th anniversary headliner, I'm expecting LR Ultimate Gohan to Easy A during the EX part, and UI Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta for part 3. I mean, yeah, UI Goku and Vegeta will get their Easy A's, but to expect Beastless Gohan to Easy A, there is less than a 1% chance of that happening, genuinely. There is less than a 1% chance of that happening, and Mas Ningen has gone as far as to say there is a 0% chance. And I would say the chances are closer to 0 than they are to 1%. So do you know what? Mas Ningen takes the W there. The chances of this happening pretty much don't exist. They pretty much do not exist. But let's move on. What's this? Catch up Global to JP so we can have less of this. I mean, just catch the games up so we can have more fun, period. Like, period. Okay, realistically, we should be celebrating the anniversary at the same time. By the looks of it, we're not going to be, but we should be. By the way, it's still not impossible. We can still be optimistic, not really. Like, at this point, it's very unlikely, but we can be, what's the word that I'm looking for here? Stupidly optimistic? Is that a phrase? Well, it is now. We can be stupidly optimistic that we're still going to celebrate the anniversary at the same time, because it's still not impossible. They could announce it at the battle hour. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but you never know. I mean, we at this point we do know, but you never know. Let's just move on. Anyway, his Easy A will break the community. Abu Luk said about that. We're talking about Tech Ultimate Gohan here. He said that, unfortunately, his Easy A is going to be all bad since his kit is still broken. Number one, Otaku didn't say in a good way. He didn't say he'll break the community in a good way. He just said he will break the community, which could be good or it could be bad. Abu Luk assumed he meant in a good way, but he could mean in a bad way. Thing is, in all seriousness, when it comes to Tech Ultimate Gohan's potential Easy A, I'm optimistic. Because it'll be difficult to not make him good. Because just by increasing his stats, increasing his numbers, he's already got guaranteed God. I think it'll be difficult to not make him good. But I've been wrong before and I can be wrong again. My prediction is that he'll be good, but he could easily be bad. But let's move on. I believe in physical God Goku supremacy. God Goku is really good, and out of all of the units in Dokkan right now, he will potentially age the best. Not the best. He's up there in terms of how good he will age. He'll age well is the point that I'm trying to make. Tex Sin is massively slept on. Unfortunately, no. He's not slept on. No villains at this point, you can argue, are slept on. With the exception of maybe Merge Zamasu. Yeah, I would back that. Because people respect Piccolo Jr. But for the most part, villain units are not slept on. The reason they are not slept on is because they can't be used anywhere efficiently, at the very least. Because whenever you use a villain unit, even if that unit is good, all of the units around them are mid. So using villains is not ideal. But let's move on. Anyway, this guy has never been top 5. He was barely top 10 at his best. I agree. He is a complete fumble. I back that. I second that. Especially when his counterpart is considered to be one of the best units of all time. Once again, you are correct. If not the best, there is no copium. He is least Gohan. Finally, someone that is on my wavelength. As Gohan's biggest fan, not this Gohan, but Gohan in general, as Gohan's biggest fan, this guy was a complete failure. As a person that was waiting for an LR Ultimate Gohan for years upon years, this guy was garbage. This guy was trash. Not actually garbage, but given the context, he was garbage. Let's move on. And we're going to end with this. Abu Lux seems to be surprised at the possibility of a Gotenks and Kefler Part 2 LRs for the anniversary. And I don't know why he's surprised by that. Gotenks and Kefler are easily possible for Part 2 Carnival LRs as the anniversary. What makes me say that? Well, last year we got LR Kid Gohan. And if we can get LR Kid Gohan, you best believe we can get a Gotenks and or Kefler. So, I don't think this is going to happen, but it could easily happen. Not easily, but it could happen. Let's just say that. If Kid Gohan can happen, either of these can happen. With that said, let's do a quick subscriber challenge. If you guys would be hyped for either the 9th anniversary or the 10th anniversary to be some sort of Vegeta or Gogeta or both, then you have to subscribe because that is the challenge. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, then do subscribe, especially if you just failed that challenge, because that is indeed the challenge. Also, do leave a like and comment because those things do help out. With that said, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Ta-ta, adios, and bye-bye.